Growing up, I've always wanted to be consistent. I've always wanted to be hardworking. I've always wanted the good grades, sports accolades, but I could never really accomplish it. I never understood why, because there were points where I'd work hard consistently and I'd never reach it. I'd literally work hard consistently, even though my schedule was all fucked up. I'd work hard consistently. I remember at most I got like 70% in like a math exam that I really wanted to get like a 90 or 84 because I knew everything. I studied everything consistently from the day school opened. I studied everything consistently. I had a routine. I did it all, but I still couldn't get an 80 or 90 or 100 for that matter. And it always bothered me. It's like, why am I not good enough? I know I'm smart, so like, why can't I get this? And yeah, it wasn't until I started watching football and I was watching teams like Manchester City. I'm a Liverpool fan though, for the record. I was watching a team called Manchester City in the Premier League, English Premier League, and they just kept winning title after title after title, year after year after year. They won 6 titles in 7 seasons. And I was perplexed by that. My own team, Liverpool, couldn't do that. And I was perplexed by that. I was shocked. Because how can one team be so great? What makes them special? And they play boring football. And that's when I realized, oh, it's not about the fancy shit you can do. It's not about the attributes. It's not about how good you are. It's not about how talented you are. It's about the habits that give you the compounding effect. So, let's get into it, Joe. So, the one thing I noticed about this team and how it could be applied to my life is they have habits that move the needle. Now, when I say habits that move the needle is they practice the important things more than anything else. Because if you're a football player, you already know how to pass the ball. You already know how to do a direct pass. But not everyone knows how to do the through ball. The pass that breaks the line and gets the attacker in front of goal. Not everyone knows how to do that. So that's what they focus on. They focus on how to get that done. Simply. They don't focus on long balls. They don't focus on skillfulness. No. They focus on how to get that through ball done. The killer pass. And that's the one thing I didn't do. So when I was preparing for my math exams and all that, I'd repeatedly do the things I know how to do. I wouldn't do the habit. I wouldn't study or practice the equations I didn't know how to do all the time. Where if I had 1 hour blocked out to study mathematics, I'd have 30 to 45 minutes on shit I already know how to do. When in reality, I should have had 10 to 15 minutes on shit I know how to do. And then the rest of the 30 to 45 minutes on the shit I don't know how to do. I'm not sure if like that's making sense to you. But if I further broke that down, is just try and limit the amount of shit that you can do. Okay? Try and just focus on that, hammer on that. Try and hammer down on your weaknesses. Reduce your weaknesses as much as humanly possible. Create habits that actually move the needle and stick by them. Yeah? And also, the second thing I actually notice about teams like Manchester City is they have habits that stick. They know when to practice. They know when to push harder. They know when to keep the winning form going. Sure, they slip up every now and then, but they know when to put their foot on the gas pedal and keep going. See, the one thing that hurt me the most about Man City winning the league is they beat Liverpool twice by 1 point. 1 point. They were on 94 and Liverpool were on 93. They were literally better than perfect. All this because they had habits that stick. They weren't just doing everything here and there. No. They had the fundamentals and they realized, okay, our training time is at 8 and our second training time is at 4. Let's push with that. We don't need to do all this extra shit. Liverpool are training 3 times a day. They didn't need to train 3 times a day. Okay? They just knew that, okay, if we keep with our ways, our play style is keeping possession, breaking the line, and having our false nines. At that time, they didn't have a killer striker like Haaland yet. And breaking the line with our midfielders, false nine, will score goals like that. Easy. And they got it. They fucking got it. Now, how did I apply this to my life? Mainly, if you have a new habit and you're trying to implement a new skill, or you're trying to get a new venture on, new business venture, or you're trying to go to the gym and build muscle, what you're going to want to do is just try and do something first thing in the morning that's related to that habit. Okay? If you're going to go to the gym, if your new habit for the year or whatever is to go to the gym, try and go to the gym every day in the morning for 90 days or even 6 months straight. Yes, it's not good for muscle, but I'll tell you what it is good for. What it's good for is actually creating the habit and making the habit stick. So by the time of that 90 days or 180 days, which is 6 months, by the time you're done with that, going to the gym is already part of your routine. Your body feels abnormal if you don't go to the gym. Just let that sink in. Yes, it won't build as much muscle as you want. That's fine. You don't need that right now. What you need right now is the habit of consistency. And when you have most energy is in the morning. And if you prioritize something, listen, if you go to the gym in the morning and you leave the gym on time, you're not going to go to work because you're tired. But if you decide to actually go to work first and say you're going to go to the gym after, you might be too tired. A family member might call you and say, look, this is about to happen. Your friend might say, let's go for a drink. And you'll be like, you know what? I had a hard day at work. I earned it. Let me go. Let me go have a drink. But if you work out every day in the morning, you don't miss that alarm at 5 a.m. every day for 90 days straight. By the end of the 90 days, you'll have an impeccable amount of discipline that you didn't even know you had in you. And now going to the gym is now part of your regime. Now you can go to the gym whenever you feel like it after the 90 days. But the moment you see that you're now slipping up on the gym, you've missed the gym for a week, get back into that mode where you force yourself to go to the gym first thing in the morning before any distractions arise. All right. Now, I also wondered, how is a team like Manchester City so impeccable, so devastating on the attack, so good at defending? And I began to realize that this team does not play the same when it's playing everyone. Yes, they have the same philosophy overall, but they're tactically different in every game. I was watching Manchester City recently around when they were playing my team, where they were exploiting our right back, and Jeremy Doku kept coming in through the left. And I was like, wait, this is not how they usually play. They're not usually this skillful. Yes, they have skills every now and then, but they're more for using a player like Haaland. And that's when I realized. So the third thing I realized about a team like Man City and habits as a whole is it's not enough to just do the habits. If you want to be a winner, if you want to get better, it's not enough to just do the habits. Okay? After setting the habits in place, you're going to need analysis and agility. Those two things are very important. Now, what do I mean by this? You're going to need to break down every opponent in front of you. If your opponent, for instance, is you going to the gym and you find that very hard, go to the gym first thing in the morning, like I mentioned. So that's analysis, right? That's the analysis part of it. So after you go to the gym for a while, you've now built the habits. Now you actually want to build more muscle. You're going to realize that, okay, I need to eat more. Now that's the analysis where you've realized that, oh, okay, I need to eat more. The agility part of it is you actually putting a plan in place for you to eat more and shifting around your meals, adding more protein, adding more carbohydrates, adding more calories as a whole. Because now you've moved from what you know before, and now you're in a whole nother phase where it's analysis plus agility. You're always agile. You're not one-dimensional. You're never one-dimensional. You're constantly getting better because of your analysis plus agility. Okay? Another example of this is in your business. If you realize that, okay, I've been working hard. I've been working my 12-hour days. I've been working my 4-hour days if you're working on it part-time. I've been working hard. I've been pushing, but I'm still not getting the result. How far am I getting? Do enough people know about my business? If not enough people know about your business, then you need to focus on that more than you need to focus on the product for now, if the product is good. Okay? If the product is not good enough yet, that's when you give out your product for free and you just push on that. Figure out if the product is good enough for 1 or 2 customers. If you give it to 3 to 5 people consecutively and they all say this is a good product, they're willing to pay money for it, you then move on. You now move on to the exposure part of it. For a while, you put a pause on making the product better a priority, and you focus more on getting the product more exposure. Okay? So that's that's mainly the things you need to focus on. That is the compounding effect as a whole. That's how you focus on it. That's how you get better. And remember, everything compounds. Every day matters. Every second matters. Every hour matters. If you had a bad day at the beginning of the day, doesn't mean the rest of your day should be a bad day. Okay, you're just gonna get it. You just have to get back up, keep going. Nonetheless, y'all, stay winning.